Hey everybody, welcome into the Fantasy Football Madmen show. I am your host, Alec Ryer, here with Brady Mashed Potato Wells today.
Good morning.
Good
It's morning
morning.
for me, okay?
It is
I
morning
work
for
late.
some of us. We all three of us actually work late, occasionally. I'm currently unemployed now, but
Yay.
I'm
But you're
moving
going back
soon.
to school.
I'm going back to school and I'm moving soon, so there's a reason. I'm not just lazy. Well, I'm not just lazy. Let's go with that. Anyway, guys, follow us on Twitter at MadmenFF. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where all of our shows will be posted. I know I missed a
Hey,
couple
did
of
you hit the
them.
button?
Yeah.
I don't see.
What do you mean?
I'm on the stream. It's just playing music.
Oh, there's a delay.
Oh, there
Oh
is?
no.
That's fine. Just keep going.
Okay, yeah. So there's gonna be a bit of a delay on the stream today. I also stream other things, so sometimes there's a delay on the show. So I apologize about that. So if we are a little delayed on your question, I apologize, but we'll definitely get to those questions if you ask them. But like our page on Facebook at Fantasy Football Madmen, where our giveaway's still going on. You can still have your chance to win a mini football helmet of your choice.
Right.
Uh, it's going to be on the Facebook page and our Twitter. It's pinned at the very top of our Twitter, so make sure you guys check that out for your chance to win. And like I said, currently I'm unemployed, so if you want to support the show, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to. It's not going to stop us from making fantasy football stuff for you guys, but if you want to, it's much appreciated. Yeah,
I
but
too like money.
yeah. Well, who doesn't like money? But again, it's not necessary, but it's always appreciated for you guys to check out. But we're gonna get into today's show. We have our fantasy updates for Week 8, injury reports, who's in, who's out, and then we have our Week 8 matchups like we usually do on Saturday afternoons. But I want to talk about the Week 8 game, the one Week 8 game that's played
Oh, that has played?
Thursdays that has played. That was probably one of the most boring primetime games of the year, and there's been so many.
Yeah. They ran the ball like the whole game, both teams, from what I heard, and it ended, right? It ended at 11. Was it 11 my time? No, it was 11 your time, right?
Yeah,
Good. Like, most of those games last a little longer. But yeah, it was boring.
yeah. I streamed Kirk Cousins this week in Dynasty, and I also played Olabisi Johnson, Brady. The
You
guy,
did.
yeah, he had 2 catches for 27 yards.
Very nice.
The guy had in his like 4 games he's played this year, he hadn't had under 4 targets. He had 8 in 3 of those, and he had 2 for 2. But
That's
Stephon Diggs kept
hilarious.
it going.
Yeah, if you play Diggs, I mean Cousins, oh, he only had 11 points,
He
so
had
you're not
11
happy.
points. I'm not exactly thrilled with that, but I should still be able to beat Brennan this week.
Diggs you were happy with, and then McLaurin when Haskins came in did nothing.
Yeah, well,
But
he
he was
overthrew McLaurin
he did.
and
Wow,
was
that's
picked
tough.
off. Yeah, yeah. Because McLaurin's an athlete, so
Yeah, I
he
feel
can
really
do that.
bad for Haskins because like he came in. Unfortunately, like there was an injury. He wasn't just put in, but
Yeah,
he's come into his coach is fired. He has basically no weapons around him outside of McLaurin. His offensive line is not good. Like he is not in a position to be
no,
successful.
he's not
And
ready. He's not ready to be an NFL quarterback.
no, he's not ready. Yeah, and he's not ready yet either. Like they need to. I don't know. It frustrates me because I really liked him out of college, and he just does not have the tools to help him succeed right now, which is really frustrating for me. I'm sure it's frustrating for him.
Yeah, this is not the guy the Redskins drafted.
No,
I mean, going in, he was the most. I don't want to say he was the most NFL ready quarterback, but he was
he was
definitely
pretty close.
he was pretty close.
I
He's
would
the
say
most
so.
pro style quarterback, I think. Him and
Yeah,
Daniel Jones were right there for the like most pro style ready
exactly.
quarterbacks. But again, this is not the
He was
guy
one of
the
my
Redskins
favorites.
drafted. So if you're a Redskins fan and you're like, "Wow, we drafted poorly,"
No,
this isn't that's not Dwayne Haskins.
we need to see a
What you're
coaching
seeing,
change.
yeah, what you're seeing of Dwayne Haskins right now is not the Dwayne Haskins you will see in the future. At least I
Right.
hope, because I really liked him coming out of Ohio State. The guy was phenomenal.
Yeah, I
Uh,
did too.
he looked like he could throw 50 touchdowns in the NFL one day. and I,
Mhm.
I I still believe it. But again, NFL's a much different game than college,
The
and you
bigger beast.
yeah, and you have to have an offensive line. You have to have weapons. Like I mean, just look at Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he doesn't really have an offensive line, but I mean,
But he has the weapons that
he
fit
has
his throw style.
exactly, and he can get rid of the ball quick,
Yeah.
and he is the fastest wide receiver in the NFL, and Tyreek Hill, so that always helps.
It does.
But let's get into our Week 8 updates. Devontae Adams participated in individual drills at half speed on Friday. Not
Joy.
Still not great news for the Packers. It looks like he's
I would say that's an out
gonna
for me.
miss. Yeah, it looks like he
And
will miss.
unfortunately, he's a Sunday night game,
Hmm.
so
He's playing the Chiefs.
because it's Adams, it's okay. Like to want to try to start him because he's a big play if he does play. But you need to make sure you have a backup plan. But I don't think he plays personally.
No. Another big name that's out is Alvin Kamara is going to miss again this week
Really?
against the Cardinals. Yeah, he's listed as out. I
Ugh,
don't think he practiced at all this week.
he was some limited.
I think it's smart for a team that's been doing so well.
Yeah, to
Um,
keep sitting their players.
yeah, this is kind of like what happened to Todd Gurley last year. He hurt his knee, and they just kept
Hmm.
pushing him, and now look at him. And I think the
Right.
Saints want to avoid doing that next season
Hmm.
for Kamara since he's so dynamic. OJ Howard ruled out, but you probably weren't starting him anyways.
Nope.
If you were, you're in a desperate situation for a tight end.
There are other ones out there, I
Mm-hmm,
promise.
mm-hmm. D.D. Westbrook is considered questionable. I believe he will go on Sunday.
Right.
Brady, this one's for you. Matt Ryan, he is a game time decision. I believe he will play in this one.
I actually don't think he does, only because when I got up this morning, I saw a tweet from Stefania Bell, who is the injury expert, and today they checked him out again. And she said if you're gonna play a guy, you don't typically check him out again, or they did something today, and it was something where they typically don't play him. So
Interesting. Okay, I did
it
not
was
see that.
trending. Yeah, it was new this morning, so it's trending back down again.
Okay, so keep an eye out on Matt Ryan if he is your
Right.
quarterback. Hopefully, you have one on your bench already. If you don't, but if you don't, you need to pick one up today because you probably won't be able to pick one up tomorrow in the morning. So
Correct.
uh,
Correct.
another game time decision. David Johnson, I believe his is still his knee or is it ankle?
I don't know. He's not playing.
It didn't give me a I couldn't find a thing on him, but he's a game time decision. But he's likely to miss.
Yeah, I
But we're
don't
going to talk
think
about
so.
the Cardinal running backs in just a little bit. Chris Herndon, I don't think he's even yet to play, has he?
No.
Yeah, he's
Not
he's
this
unlikely to
season.
play again. Week 8, he's still dealing with
Af-
hamstring
After
issues.
we said there's other tight ends out there, here's another one that's
There's
hurt.
another one that's hurt, so don't pick him up. I mean, you could probably stash him for
Yeah,
now.
he's still stashable.
Josh Jacobs did not practice this week, but he thinks he could play. John Gruden came out and said he's expected to play. Um,
Yeah,
the guy's really good. The guy averages almost 5 yards a carry.
yeah, he had a really good game against the Packers, and I think as long as he plays, I think it'll continue. I really like him.
I don't know. He's got a tough matchup this week in Houston.
Yeah.
We got another trade going down. The Cowboys acquire Michael Bennett from the Patriots, replacing Tyrone Crawford for a 2021 conditional seventh round pick that, barring how well the Cowboys do, I guess, could turn into a 2021 sixth round pick. So
Mhm.
just depth on the defensive line, basically, for the Cowboys. And I really like this deal for the Cowboys. The Cowboys definitely need some front seven help.
Yeah, it's
They,
a good deal for them
yeah,
for sure.
the guy that plays in kicker pads is coming to Dallas. I think that looks so ridiculous. He's such a big dude. Like it's it's kind of funny looking in my opinion.
I
But
still dislike Michael Bennett as a person, but he's a good pass rush guy.
Texas A&M. I was like, where did he go to school? I was just curious. You know how I always think about those things, Brady.
Yeah,
It's
he
Texas
went to
A&M.
Texas A&M.
Into Texas
That's not
A&M.
why I dislike him, but it's adding.
That adds to it. If you guys don't know, Brady's a big Texas Tech Red Raider guy, so
Yeah.
he doesn't. And Texas A&M is a Big 12 school. Let's be real. Come
Yeah,
on.
they're just hiding in the SEC.
Yeah. All right, let's get on to Week 8 matchups, and then we'll get into our starts and sits of the week. Probably during this segment, like we usually do.
Yeah, if I
Um,
remember which one mine is.
yeah, yeah. If you guys watched Wednesday's show, there was a lot of vomit. Today, there's only one.
Yeah,
There's only
but
one.
I like our vomit theme.
Yeah, yeah. If you have a vomit matchup, let us know what your vomit matchup is in the chat. But let's go start with the first game. Seahawks in Atlanta take on the Falcons. Seahawks looking to bounce back, Brady. They had a tough game against the Ravens last week.
Yeah, I think they will bounce back. It's the fantasy rule this year is if your players are playing the Falcons, you should play your players playing the Falcons. So here we are. Lockett, Carson, Wilson are definitely like you should start all of those guys. We're thinking about Jaron Brown or DK Metcalf maybe too. What do
Well,
you think?
see, I like Jaron Brown. He's on.
Okay.
I picked him up in Dynasty, but I'm not playing him this week. I went a little crazy and started other players. I had 3 players play on Thursday, and I got 24 points.
Mm,
So I'm gonna
yeah,
need
maybe.
I need a big week from some players.
Yes, you do.
Looking at you, Austin Eckler,
So
going up against Chicago.
you prefer Brown, and I would prefer Metcalf. I just like how big he is, and I
Honestly,
think
you
he'll
can't go
maybe get
wrong with
some red
either.
zone. Sorry.
You can't go wrong
Yeah.
with either. I think Metcalf will outsnap Jaron Brown. Um,
Mm-hmm. They
but
like using Jaron Brown. I mean, they like using Metcalf too.
they
But
do. I mean, Atlanta's allowing 28 fantasy points per game to the receiver position. So, I
right.
mean, all 3, Lockett, Brown, and Metcalf, could all have big days.
Yes, they could.
I mean, Russell Wilson's really good, like really, really good. With Matt Ryan being a game time decision, is there a way that you would sit Julio Jones if Matt Ryan
No,
isn't playing?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't sit Julio, but I would think about pivoting from Calvin Ridley. Like, you still have to play Julio. He's just too big of a name, and Matt Schaub isn't an idiot. he's
No, I mean,
he's
he's an NFL
definitely a
caliber quarterback.
serviceable.
He's
Yeah.
gotten it done before.
So I think he'll definitely get the ball to his playmakers, especially Julio and Hooper. I think Ridley's a little questionable for me, but even so, they should be behind and they should be throwing. So
Yeah, Ito Smith is out for this game. So Devonta Freeman he's a must start for me in this one.
yeah,
Uh, I mean,
he gets enough pass work too. That's
based
the big
off
thing.
if your roster, typically you don't have a guy that's you typically don't have 3 top 20 running backs or even 4. Um, Devonta Freeman should get the ball a lot in this game, and I
Yeah,
think the volume will definitely help him there.
he's one of the solid RB2s are weird because like typically they roller coaster in and out of that top 20 point, and Freeman feels like he's just a solid RB2.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Next game, Brady. Chargers head into Soldier Field where you were last weekend to take on the Bears.
Take me back.
Well, I mean, they could win this one at least. They could at least compete in this one.
I know. I
Both
hope they do.
teams are trying to get their season going. I know you tweeted out that the Bears were 3-3 last year, and they finished what,
They
12-4.
did 12-4. Yes,
So you're hoping for the same thing.
I am. The formula's there.
I mean, the NFC East or NFC North
So
is
hard. Oh my
probably
god.
one of the best divisions in football, if not the best division in football. Um, I mean, everyone's a contender in that one. I mean, I would even say the Lions are still in contention.
They absolutely
If they're in contention, if the Bears are still in contention, the Lions are still in contention because they have
are.
pretty much the same record minus one tie.
Correct.
But the Chargers are allowing 20 fantasy points to the running back position. That's 3rd worst in the league.
Right.
I think Matt Nagy ran the ball 5 times against the Saints total.
Yes. I think it might have been 7, but
Still, that's not going to win you football games in the NFL. It's just not, especially with a guy like Mitchell Trubisky playing quarterback.
Well, and not only like was it just 7 runs. There weren't like a lot of screens or quick plays that are like runs but off to the side. Like it really was just 7 runs.
Yeah. No, this game has some serious vomit game potential for me. Like
Yeah.
we could be talking on Wednesday and just vomit all over this game. Because I mean, the Bears' defense hasn't played well either. I mean, they're allowing 20.4 running fantasy points to the running backs and 17 to wide receivers. And the
Yeah.
Chargers, I mean, that's all going to go to Keenan Allen. and
If he plays.
if he plays, he was limited in practice. I think he
No,
plays.
Keenan will be limited if he plays. He's on a
Yeah,
snap
yeah,
count.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I saw that. You're right. Eckler
So,
appears to be back in that offense. Thank God, because at least
yeah,
they had a
right.
chance last week. But I mean, running the ball, he's not going to get the carries, but you're going to play him for his receiving.
Passing, yeah.
He's
Especially if,
so good in the open field.
especially if Allen's hurt, I think he gets even more. Um, Williams could be a play if you keep monitoring Keenan Allen. Um, obviously, like Robinson is like the only Bears player I'm starting,
Yeah, I agree. I
and
think he's the only must start. He's getting the targets from Trubisky, so I totally agree with that.
yeah, I mean, I think Cohen and Montgomery have an opportunity to start because of what you said. Their Chargers. That's how you beat the Chargers, running the football.
Yeah.
And so if you need like somebody gets hurt or you're looking for anybody, I think Cohen and Montgomery maybe, but I don't see a lot from them. I really hope the Bears win, and I actually think Trubisky can bounce back this game, but if he doesn't, they're in trouble.
A lot of people are calling for the Bears to move on from him already, and it's crazy.
Well, yeah, the Bears fans are crazy.
Sports fans are crazy. Let's be real here.
One bad thing happens.
It's
It's like people are like Teddy Bridgewater should start over Breeze. It's like, yeah, okay.
okay. I didn't hear that before, but what?
Really? Oh yeah, people are saying that.
Oh, that's insane.
There's like, is there a quarterback controversy in New Orleans? It's like, no.
No. Are you kidding me? Come on. All right, on to the next game. Another NFC North battle. Well, team, not battle. The Lions take on the Giants at home. Um, the Giants or
I like this matchup actually.
I like this matchup as well. The Lions started off hot, and they kind of had a rough go of things in the past couple of weeks.
They did.
They faced the Chiefs, the Packers, and I can't remember what their other game.
Vikings.
Vikings, yeah, it was the Vikings, and they got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, they got
all of those
destroyed.
games, other than the Casey game. The Casey game was actually close. They actually lost in the final minute of that one. I forgot, but they still lost. And they take on a Giants team that has Saquon Barkley, who is 100% healthy and is 100% really good at football.
That's correct.
Yeah, and the Lions allowed 25.9. Where are these numbers coming from? Where am I getting these numbers?
I don't know.
25 fantasy points to the running back position.
Almost 26.
Yeah, 25.9 to be exact to the running back position, and the only running back in New York is
That's Saquon.
It's Saquon, but I mean Le'Veon Bell's in New York, but he's not in this game. So Saquon Barkley is an obvious start. We all knew this. Sterling Shepard's still out with his concussion.
So Tate's still good to go. He's gotten the work.
Yeah, Tate, Ingram's in.
And he's got those are the three those are your three kings on the Giants. Barkley, Tate, and Ingram. They're gonna get the work offensively.
Yeah, can you start Daniel Jones in this game?
I think you could. I think there are other quarterbacks I'd rather start. Starting with Matthew Stafford on the Lions, I would actually rather start Stafford. Galladay's still a start for me. If you got Ty Johnson, you had to spend for him. So this is a game you should start him. But you think Jones? I think Jones is a decent start to me. I know we're coming off a 40-point week, and you should not expect that, but I like Jones.
He's talking about Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones, yes.
There's multiple Joneses in this game.
Really?
Daniel Jones and Marvin Jones.
Daniel Jones. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just talking.
Well, the Giants aren't good at stopping the run either. They're 22.6 fantasy points a game. No carry on. So, as you said, Ty Johnson.
Yeah, it's a good game for him.
Looks like McKissick will get the low. But I think the Lions might rely on Stafford's arm in this one just because of the lack of experience in the backfield.
I think so. McKissick, I'm interested in McKissick to see how much work he gets and like how much this is split between Ty Johnson and McKissick, because there was a game where it was carry on snap wise, and then McKissick was well outsnapped Ty Johnson. So I'm interested to see like how that one goes. Are you starting Slayton or Hawkinson? I know they're on different teams, but those are kind of body starts as well.
I believe I am starting Hawkinson in redraft.
I think it's a fine start this week.
I think it is too. I think it's one of those. I think he has a high ceiling in this game, so I think a touchdown definitely on the cards for T.J. Hawkinson this week going against the Giants.
Definitely target him in the red zone, so
Yeah, this is whether he can keep his feet in bounds.
or his hands on the ball.
That too. That too.
I don't really like Slayton. I think it's just
He's,
because
you
Barkley
know what?
came
He's
injured.
shown really good promise, but I still think he's. I mean, I still think he's stashable. Definitely should be owned in Dynasty if you guys are in a Dynasty league. As of right now,
He's a
redraft.
probably not.
I don't think he is.
He's a home run ball type
Like,
of wide receiver.
yeah, I mean, he's getting the targets, but with Tate back, Barkley back, Ingram, they're gonna
Ingram,
get
they're
looks
gonna get
before
so
Slayton.
much.
I think.
They really are gonna get so much this
Yeah,
game.
I think Barkley's gonna have a huge day.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of fantasy points in this game.
Yeah, I could definitely totally agree. I think Stafford is a tremendous stream in this one.
Yeah, so we talked about Matt Ryan. Stafford was the guy I picked up to start over Matt Ryan because I'm not dealing with the possibility of if he's playing or not because I think it's too up in the air. But Stafford's a good plug-in for
I
sure.
agree. I've always liked Matt Stafford in fantasy. A lot of people are like, "Oh, he hasn't produced." He's actually pretty good.
Oh, pretty good.
I think he's really good. All right, on to the next game. Jets head into Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. The Jets' offense appeared to be fake in their one win against in the season, and unfortunately for Brendan, that one win was against the Cowboys.
Oh.
And then this past week they were shut out on primetime TV.
Yeah, it's the Patriots.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jets.
Yeah.
You have a better matchup this week.
Yeah. Of course you have a better matchup. You're not playing against the Patriots defense, who's top 10 in every position this week.
Right?
Or this season.
But what's crazy is how much in the sleeper app, I think you have the numbers, but they give up a lot of points to running backs. They're in the green on the sleeper app for Le'Veon Bell, so this could be a good game for him.
Yeah, the Jaguars' run defense allows 19.5 fantasy points to running backs. So
Yay.
Le'Veon Bell, he was the only one that kind of stood out in the Patriots game. He was the only
Yeah,
one that
he's
was able
still
to do
getting
anything.
working.
But it's Le'Veon Bell. You expect that. Like,
right.
he has to be able to get the ball for him to do something. You have to give the ball to your playmakers.
Which they're doing at least.
Yeah, and the wide receivers, I think Robbie Anderson going to have a big day. I think Jameson Crowder, Demaryius Thomas are going to see targets.
Yeah, they all three sat at somewhere between like 7 and 9 targets the last game. They didn't really couldn't catch the ball because it's Patriots, but they're getting the looks.
Yeah. Do you think Fournette can keep it going?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love Fournette. Well, when you touch the ball like 25 times, and that's just rushing attempts a game, and then you get a few passes in there, you just have to have one run. He proved that against the Titans a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
it just
saved a
need
lot of weeks.
one run.
Yep.
And I think he'll get a few where he breaks against the Jets.
Yeah, and the Jets front seven is kind of in shambles. People are thinking they're already thinking about trading Leonard Williams.
Really?
Yeah, I saw a rumor that he was going to be traded to Baltimore for their first round pick. Yeah, which would be a great deal for Baltimore, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we're getting into the teams are losing. They give away their players for draft picks. Teams are winning. They give up players to win this year.
Yeah, yeah. I would love to see that. You don't really see that much in the NFL nowadays, but I would love to see big name guys like Leonard Williams get traded to teams that are going to actually compete, and teams acquiring first round picks.
Right.
So I saw another one that was about the AJ Green was going to San Francisco. I think this was before the Emmanuel Sanders deal, but I still think they should still do it. AJ Green to San Francisco, that'd be nuts.
Yeah.
Like that wide receiver core would be completed.
Loaded offense.
Yeah.
So are you starting any Jets receivers?
Jets receivers, it depends
starting any of them?
if you have a 3 wide receiver set or a 2 wide receiver set in your fantasy league.
Yeah.
I could see Demaryius Thomas being a real sneaky start in this one.
Mm-hmm.
But I also, like I said, I do like Robbie Anderson as well.
Yeah.
He's a big, deep threat.
I think Robbie has the highest ceiling, and then the 2 floor plays are Crowder and Thomas. So it kind of depends. Like if you've got a bulky floor in the rest of your roster and you have to start a Jets receiver, like got the bulky floor, you go for the home run play. If you need a little bit of I need these points from this guy, then you go with Crowder or Thomas.
All right, Brad, I'm going to ask you a question. We typically agree on a question like this, but who would you rather stream, Gardner Minshew or Sam Darnold in this one?
Gardner Minshew.
See, I'd rather start Darnold.
Really?
Yeah, I was curious if we were going to agree. I would rather start Darnold in this one. I don't think he's going to be seeing ghosts
Yeah,
against
I think they'll
Jacksonville.
play better. I do think
I
they'll play a
I
lot
think
better.
I think he looks so bad on Monday night, and he's actually pretty good. He's actually a good
Yeah.
quarterback, I think. Um,
I just like Minshew's consistency so far this season.
he is consistent. I love Gardner Minshew, but I think with Robbie Anderson and his downfield threats, you could see 3 touchdowns from Sam
Yes,
Darnold
you
in this
could.
one. No Jalen
Give me
Ramsey.
him.
Yeah,
Actually, I don't even think I'm starting Robbie Anderson this week. So.
yeah, probably not. All right,
That
next
goes to
game.
show you.
Next game. Bengals head to LA to take on the Rams. The Bengals are bad. Let's put it that way. And
Yeah.
the Rams are actually good.
Yeah, the Rams are good. The people think like, oh, they're like, oh, are the Rams actually good? Yes, they're still good. Don't worry.
Another streamable defense this week, like I said last week, was the Rams. And stupidly enough, I ended up dropping the Rams defense on Saturday and picking up. What defense did I pick up? Anyways, it cost me the week in the end.
Was not good.
It cost me the week. But
That's
the
tough.
Rams defense playing against the Bengals. Start their defense, man. Their defense
Yeah,
is pretty good.
they've got the pass rush. They're pretty good against the run, and they have a Jalen Ramsey now, so they should
They
be able
have
to
Jalen
take the
Ramsey.
ball.
I mean, they're good against the run. They're playing against Joe Mixon, whose season, and I wrote this in. I thought this was kind of funny. His season has yet to get off the ground. Exactly. Thank you, Brady, for the pity laughs there. AJ Green is still out, so
Yeah.
Boyd, Tate, and I
Boyd,
guess Erickson came out of nowhere last week.
I don't know. I think Boyd, you have to just because his target volume is actually insane. And that's because they're always behind, and they have to throw the ball, and they go to Boyd. Auden Tate's been pretty solid. He's a solid play, like wide receiver 3, flex play. There are people who are definitely better, so make sure you're not like starting him over someone who's obviously better. But I don't like Erickson. I think it was just a 1 week thing, but
Yeah.
maybe.
So Boyd and Tate are startable this week.
Boyd is Tate. You just have to make sure you don't have somebody better. But
See,
Tate's
I'm
definitely
sitting Boyd in this one.
really.
Mm-hmm. Jalen Ramsey was the reason why I decided to go with
Yeah.
old Wesley Johnson over him. That and I had the stack. That's why originally I played him, because I had the stack.
Yeah. The target volume is just so high, and I think it's still there. Whether it doesn't matter who's guarding him, I'd rather roll the dice there.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. I think Goff's another streamable quarterback in this one.
Yes. Yes,
yeah,
he
I
is.
knew you would agree with me on that one.
I still have him.
Yeah. Wow. And you're gonna play Stafford over Goff?
No, this redraft I have. Goff.
Different league. We're in a lot of leagues, so a lot of leagues. Well, let's get to the next game. Buccaneers at Titans. Another vomit game potential right here. I mean,
Kinda.
kind of. I could see it. Like Tampa Bay is coming off their bye, and now they're coming up against a tough defense, a tough pass defense, and the Buccaneers are known for their passing offense so far this year. Ryan Tannehill is actually pure magic.
Please, Tannehill.
Pure
Please
magic.
help out Corey Davis and AJ Brown, and he looked like he can.
Well, the Bucs are also the worst when it comes
Yes.
to allowing fantasy. 29 points to fantasy football wide receivers.
Yes. So
holy cow! Davis, Brown should have monster days.
Okay. Brendan's start of the week that I wrote is Corey Davis, but that's the big reason we saw Tannehill show he can move he had 300 yards passing, so he can throw it. It looks like, and it's one game, but so far so good. And the Bucs are terrible against the pass. So Corey Davis, and you could throw in AJ Brown there too. If you're struggling at a flex spot, you got some injuries, some buys. AJ Brown's another, I think, good start. But both of these receivers could potentially score and have 100-yard days.
Yeah, if you're an Amari Cooper owner and you need a wide receiver replacement, Corey Davis or AJ Brown, either of those.
Absolutely.
They should have good days, unless the Buccaneers have figured something out in the last week, like how to cover a receiver.
I don't think so.
No. OJ Howard, we said, is out for this one. Cameron Brate, likelihood to get a touchdown in this one?
Maybe, but I don't care
no.
about the tight end position in Tampa.
Do you think Godwin can continue his wide receiver one?
Yeah, I think he's there. I think he has solidified himself
Or
as
is it Evan's
talented.
turn? They've seemed to go
Well,
back and forth.
they're gonna throw it a lot, so it could be both. They've done it already this season. It could be both. But you talked about a
Psst,
defense. Yeah, I know. I
nice.
had some Mountain Dew. You talked about a defense. The Rams against the Bengals. I actually am starting the Titans versus the Buccaneers just for Titans are really good. They
Bold
match up
strategy,
well.
Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
The Titans have a good defense. The better part of their defense is they've been able to defend the pass, and Jameis Winston is going to throw to the Titans. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. On here, Brady, I know you've listed as we have starts and debatable starts. I would put Corey Davis almost as a must start in this game.
oh yeah, I wasn't sure where you were, so I put him down there.
I could
But
see AJ Brown on the debate side because he's only had a couple targets a game, nothing crazy. But Corey Davis looked so good last week with
yeah.
Tannehill there.
Well, and even AJ Brown, like he didn't. The most targets he had in a game was 5, and he jumped up to 8 against in
Mm-hmm,
last week with Tannehill. And they weren't like he had some like weird targets, like they were only down the field or they're only in certain parts. And this was like he was involved shorter, like in multiple ways. That's the other positive there as well.
for sure. I'm also not starting Ronald Jones or Peyton Barber this week.
No, I'm not either.
No. We only say that because it's listed here. We
It's
go off
just to make sure,
each other's
just to
scripts.
check. But yeah, I'm not touching that.
Yeah. Eagles head into Buffalo. This is a weird matchup. I never thought I would say
This is
Philadelphia
a
is
weird
taking
matchup,
on Buffalo. Like that just sounds like an odd sentence to me. I don't know why.
right?
I
Has it
never thought I
happened
would say.
before?
I don't think they've ever played ever.
They've
Not
never played
once.
each other.
Not true.
Uh,
Do you have any starters for the Eagles on offense?
I don't know.
See, I would go
It
no.
hurts.
I would say absolutely not. The Bills' defense is actually really good.
Really good.
Really good.
Like really good.
Yeah.
I mean, Ertz, you still have to start Ertz. Just like it's
What is
only
this
because
spelling?
what
You
did I
put it,
spell it? Oh, I did it.
you spelled it like Earth.
I always put an A in there. I don't know why.
Uh,
You have to start Ertz just because like there aren't very many tight ends to play, and he's still gonna at least get the looks.
my
But
mom's
do you
calling me.
Hi, Mom.
She
Do you
knows I'm
play?
on. She knows I'm live. So
Do you play Jeffrey? Like I think
I'm
you
still gonna.
could play Alshon.
You
But
could, but I mean, he's doing. I mean, you're playing him for the screen passes he'll
okay,
catch.
how about this? Because we just talked about it. Alshon or Corey Davis?
Corey Davis.
Yeah, I would say Corey Davis this week too.
Yeah. But other
That's
receivers,
crazy.
yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy that we're gonna say because we call him the undraftable Corey Davis,
Right?
and then he has one good game, and we're like, holy crap.
Let's do it. Start him up. No,
Well, I
it's
mean,
just
the guy was a
matchups.
top 5 pick in his draft class. The guy
Yeah.
can play football.
Was
He
he
just he
Western Michigan, right?
Yep, Western Michigan. The one year they
I love Western Michigan.
was it. Yeah, it was Western
From
Michigan. I was saying it was
from
like maybe it was Central. No, it was
no
Western.
no no. That was
That was Antonio,
Antonio Brown.
and JJ Watt at one point. Fun fact.
Oh really?
Yeah, he played tight end at
Wow.
Central Michigan and then moved to defensive end at Wisconsin.
I think that was a good switch.
Yeah, it was. That guy's a man. But going up against Philly, their pass defense is second worst in the league. So
I don't know why I didn't. Yeah. I should have put Cole Beasley here too. I forgot. But yeah,
yeah,
I would absolutely start John Brown.
absolutely started John. And I would agree with you. I think a must start is Cole Beasley. I think he's a PPR machine. It's
Yeah.
unfortunate that Josh Allen isn't the most accurate quarterback at times. So maybe if Philly can get a pass rush off him, they can kind of,
Yeah.
mess with him.
We'll see. Okay. I do have Beasley right now in my flex in Dynasty.
My
And
mom.
I
Okay,
think I'll
hold
keep
on.
him.
Sorry to interrupt you. My mom called me to tell me that K State 5 minutes left in the
It's
third quarter.
on.
It's
I'm watching.
41-23.
You should have seen what I tweeted about what ESPN
What?
said. Yeah. They at halftime it was 24-23, and then K State went down. I think that they swapped possessions a little bit, and K State got a field goal, went down and scored, and then on the kickoff recovered the fumble and scored again.
I mean, K-State's able to stifle that Oklahoma quarterback, Jalen Hurts.
That's
That's shout out
hilarious.
to Matt right there if you're watching.
Madmen.
Yeah, he hates that.
Are you streaming Josh Allen back to the Buffalo Bills?
See, I don't think he's a stream. I think you start him every week. I think
Really?
his capability on the ground. I think he'd have a top 5 performance in this game.
Yeah, this is a big game for him.
I mean, his ability to run the football still surprising everybody somehow, even though he did so well last year. Like he had
Right?
700 yards rushing last year, and people are
Yeah.
still not giving him that kind of respect.
What, he can
It's
run the
insane.
ball? Yeah.
But he's not a running back like Lamar Jackson.
Like Lamar Jackson.
Oh, speaking of Lamar Jackson, I was looking at a mock draft, the same mock draft that I was looking at earlier this morning, and the Cowboys were mocked to take Lamar Jackson,
Really?
cornerback out of Nebraska,
Yeah,
and I thought it was pretty funny. All right, but let's get to the next game. Back to NFL. Sorry for the interruption there. Blame
no, we
Karen.
watch college too.
Yeah, blame Karen. Blame Karen. Colts at Broncos. Cortland Sutton is now the guy.
Yes, sir. He proved
I
it,
love
and
that.
they believed him. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Colts allowed 25 fantasy points to opposing wide receivers, so maybe some work for Deshaun Hamilton in this one.
Yeah.
Sneaky
I
start.
I am sneakily starting him in redraft, I think. So I would say yes. I think Sutton you're still starting, obviously, and you're kind of happy with the trade because he's proven himself and the team believes in him too. So, but yeah, this is I don't love starting Deshaun, but I think you can start him. It's kind of like let's see what he does.
I think he's a good flex option.
Yeah, I have him in my flex.
If you're losing, if you're down and you need a win, I think he could be a big flex
Home run.
option, a
Yeah.
home run type player that could get you a win.
Yep.
I think his ceiling's really high, but his floor is also really low
Yeah,
for sure.
I think with the trade too, Noah Fant has sneakily keep an eye on him in the tight end position.
Yeah. Guys that I'm worried about. It's T.Y. Hilton. The Broncos are second against the pass this year. And I expect Chris Harris Jr. to shadow T.Y.
Chris
Hilton.
Harris Jr. is amazing. He's really done
good.
well.
He's really,
done well this whole
really
season.
good. Really good at football.
Yes, he is.
I wouldn't be surprised if you saw him. I think he should be traded. I don't think he will.
He may not be.
He's not. He'll be a free agent next year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he probably should be traded.
But the thing is, they're not going to be able to get. They might be able to get. He's played well, so they might be able to get a second round pick. I think the Eagles should be targeting this guy. Same with Patrick Peterson to help that pass defense. They get either of those guys, their pass defense problems are probably fixed, in my opinion.
At least half of them.
I mean, they're second worst. They can't get much worse.
They just
That's
need
only
one
up
side
from
of the
here.
field.
Yeah. Well, they've had injuries, so their safeties are kind of yikes. But starts this week, you're starting Lindsey and Royce Freeman?
Either of them are still startable. It's one of those things, like, they are going to get looks. They're going to get, like, 10 carries a game, 5 passes a game, or more. Both of them. And there's just not enough running backs right now that you can trust to do that. So I think you're still, it could be a low, bad game for them because the Colts are really good, but those numbers tell me you should be playing them if you have them, or you can at least.
Yeah.
I think I'm starting Freeman over Lindsey this week, though. Fun fact.
Interesting. All right, let's get to the next game. Saints at Cardinals. Like I said, Kamara's out, so Latavius Murray is a go to start for sure.
Oh yeah, start.
Saints are really good. Like, it doesn't matter who's the quarterback. I think Taysom Hill could be in there; they'd still be winning.
Yeah, probably.
Not to take away from Teddy Bridgewater. I think he's probably the best backup quarterback in the league.
We've been very accurate. It's very smart with the football.
Yeah, I mean, even without Kamara last week, they were able to carve up the best defense in the league. I use quotations. Best defense in the league.
Our offense couldn't stay on the field, so our defense gets tired.
Well, that's what happens when you throw the ball 80 times.
I know.
Cardinals have one of the worst defenses in the league.
Yay!
So
Yay, Michael Thomas, Latavius Murray, and a streamable Teddy Bridgewater, I think.
Yeah, another streamable quarterback here. In my opinion, this might be Kyler's worst game as a professional.
Because he's my start of the week.
I know, this is where we're like,
I know.
we
But
don't usually do this.
no, we don't. I like Kyler because it's kind of one of those, like, because he did so bad last week. Like, oh, should I start him? So that's why I kind of picked him. He They're gonna need to throw the ball against the Saints, and the Saints defensive backs are not great. The best part about their pass defense is their pass rush, and Kyler Murray was drafted to be able to avoid that. He's very fast. So hopefully, I think you're going to see some of his rushing numbers actually go up this week, and he should be able to get the ball to Larry, and hopefully Christian Kirk comes back. I know he's hurt; he's a game time decision, but I think he's going to have like 300. He's going to need, if they're going to be competitive, he needs to have 300 yards and a few touchdowns this week, and I think that happens.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I don't think they're going to be running the ball much. So
No, they will not. That's the thing. Like the Giants, they ran the ball the whole time because they could.
yeah,
Right?
and
This is not going to happen this game.
yeah, and this goes into my sit of the week. Actually, is David Johnson / Chase Edmonds.
Whichever one plays.
Like I said, the Saints are 29th against the run. I don't buy in on Chase Edmonds. Yeah, he had running back one performance last week, but I saw someone, I can't remember who it was, but someone tweeted out that Peyton Hillis could have ran through those holes. And if you guys remember Peyton Hillis, that guy was huge. Like he was a big dude.
Peyton Hillis was so good for 1 year. He was on a Madden cover. Let's not forget that.
Hey Brady, where did you go to school?
I don't remember.
It's Arkansas.
He did. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like Stanford, but Arkansas is the other white running back school.
You know who he went there with?
Who?
Darren McFadden and Felix
McFadden.
Jones.
That's who I was like McFadden. I bet
he was either right before or he was there during. Like he was like the third string, and he was there like the next year, and then he came out.
I think he was before. Before.
Single digit performance from either running back, whoever plays, or if both of them play, both of them will have single digit performances in this one. Probably. Which is good because I'm going up against Chase Edmonds. So
yay.
Yeah, Britain's got a lot of tough matchups this week.
Starting Josh Hill. It's Josh Hill, right?
The tight end?
Yeah, for this.
No.
Why?
The Cardinals have figured out how to cover the tight end the last couple of weeks. Have you not?
Are you sure?
Evan Ingram had one catch for 6 yards.
Yeah, but the other tight end scored.
Okay, touche, but still no. Because they're going to throw their guy that's built like a tight end, and that's Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas? All right, I got you.
Another double-digit target, double-digit catch, 150 yards for Thomas projected here. Next game, Panthers in San Francisco. Emmanuel Sanders' first game. I'm not starting him.
You are not?
I'm not starting any San Francisco receiver in this game.
Oh, I can start. I'd start Sanders.
See, I can't get behind that.
I'd start Sanders, and I think Breida and Coleman are startable, but I'd start Sanders.
I mean, the Panthers allow the 5th lowest amount of points to the wide receiver position.
Yeah, but who else are they going to throw to? I guess Kittle.
Yeah, so they said Kyle Shanahan came out and said Emmanuel Sanders in his first game will play a lot.
A lot. Yeah, give me that.
Yeah, my response to that is, duh. Who else is going to play? Like, Debo's hurt. Goodwin's banged up. Pettis has been sketchy all season long.
Football.
Kittle hasn't been Kittle so far. It's like, of course he's going to play.
Emmanuel Sanders, Alec.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, of course he's going to play. I'm not saying he won't do well, but I don't like the matchup here. The Panthers' defense has been so good this year, so
they
far.
Are really good.
Yeah. I mean,
you don't love starting him, but you can start him.
I don't think this is a great fantasy game minus Christian McCaffrey. Which
it still might not be a great fantasy game. The Niners know how to stop everybody.
Yeah, this is a tough matchup for Christian McCaffrey. It'll be surprising to see how he does. I still think he gets 18 to 20 points just because he's Christian McCaffrey.
He's gonna
do everything.
He'll get the touches, so his
volume is there.
Yeah.
I
And I
mean,
like Breida and Coleman personally.
yeah, they have
Only
bounce back
because
weeks.
well, it's only because like you don't find running backs touching the ball that much that often. So I think you can still play them. They're not going to do great, but you can still play them.
Yeah, I just don't like this as a fantasy matchup. If you have McCaffrey, you're playing McCaffrey, no doubt. But I think that's the only person that's a must start in this game for me.
And Kittle.
And Kittle, yeah, Kittle, because he's Kittle.
Yeah.
It's like the Philadelphia with Ertz.
Yeah,
You start him because you have him.
there aren't other tight ends to play. So
Yeah, yeah. Um, did you see? Speaking of the Panthers defense, did you see Brian Burns' new face mask?
I love the helmet for its looks. I don't know how the man will see out of it.
I don't think he'll actually play with it. I would love to see it. If you guys didn't see it, he has a Spider-Man face mask. It's literally his. It's if you've seen Spider-Man, you know what his get up looks like. It's literally that. If he plays with that, it would look so sick.
That would be awesome.
Well,
You bought
the guy had surgery this week. He had
Jesus.
surgery on Monday on his wrist, and he's expected to play on Sunday. He also leads all rookies with sacks. I don't know the exact number, but he's actually really good.
That's awesome.
He's been sneakily good. He's really helped that defense out a lot. On the next game, Raiders and Texans. Will Fuller's out for this one, so
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead and start with my star of the week, and that's Kenny Stills. I'm on the
Kenny
hype train.
Bills.
I'm on the hype train here with Brennan on this one. Kenny Stills has flourished in Will Fuller's absence, and he's going up against the third worst pass defense in the league in the Oakland Raiders, who just got tore up by Aaron Rodgers.
Who's Aaron Rodgers? I've never heard of him.
All right. Little Bears bias right there. I'm not going to read what I wrote exactly. That was just for Brady. I mean, Stills could have 200 yards, two touchdowns in this one. Watson's looking for revenge after that blown call last week. I think Watson could have 4 touchdowns. I think this is a good week for Hopkins as well. But Kenny
Yep.
Stills he's a must start, and he's my star of the week this week.
I like Kenny Stills.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about. We missed your sit of the week, Brady.
We did?
Yeah.
What did I put? I totally forget. Oh, the Buffalo running backs.
Yeah.
Don't play them. We talked about the thing is, if you're going to beat the Eagles, you're going to throw the ball, and you don't run the ball because they actually can stop the run. So I kind of mentioned like they're going to need to throw the ball. The other thing, the Eagles can kind of score. So if the Eagles maybe get an early lead, sometimes that happens against good defenses. They have a really good start game plan, like the first few plays. So if the Eagles get off to a lead, they're going to have to throw it. The Bills will have to throw it to catch back up. And I don't see the Bills like running away, scoring a ton this game. So it's going to be a no-go for the Buffalo running backs.
Yeah. So back to the Raiders Texans. Do you think Hopkins and Stills could both be in the top 10 this week?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, top 20.
Yeah, I like him in the top 10.
Okay.
Top 20 is easy.
Well,
we go for the difficult place.
Top 10's really hard.
Oh, so close.
It's a good matchup for Watson though, so that'll help.
Bad matchup for Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Marlon Mack was stifled last week against the tough Texans defense.
Yeah, well, they chose to stop Mack. It felt like they were like, we are going to stop Marlon Mack, and then Brissett went off. So I don't know if they try to back off on stopping the run because they can't stop the pass.
Yeah,
we'll see if that happens.
Tyrell Williams, I haven't got there yet.
Okay.
Yeah, if you guys see me looking up, I'm watching the K-State game. I apologize. Tyrell Williams is questionable in this one, but even if he does go, do you see anything happening with him?
I don't think
he just walked into the end zone.
I don't. Is he like? What's his status? Because the other thing
it's questionable, and he's unlikely to play. But Gruden still left it open.
Okay, so even if he does play, I don't like it because that means he's probably going to be a little limited.
Yeah,
I
think Waller's the only
pass catcher you're playing.
I think you still start Jacobs, you still start Waller, but that's it.
Yeah, you have to start Jacobs.
I think Carr could be a low end streamable option. I think it's definitely
I
doable.
I think I see
Oh,
too many
I
other
like other
quarterbacks.
quarterbacks. There's better quarterbacks, but I'm saying if you're in a league where everyone's eating up the quarterback position, just sitting them on their bench for no reason, and
Change leagues. That's your
one
option.
change leagues. Though that was the start of our dynasty league for a while. We had like 8 quarterbacks. Like people had like 8 quarterbacks on their roster. It
Oh
was
yeah, and
insane.
then they're like, "Wait, this is dumb."
Well, it was a meme because you didn't have one
Yeah, I
for a
didn't have one
while.
because I was like, I was just gonna stream one, and then everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we'll get Brady and I'll load up on quarterbacks," and they're like, "Wait, this is dumb," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know." Let me stream my quarterbacks, please. Thank you.
All right, on to the next game: Browns and Patriots. This is another vomit game potential.
I hate this game because I have OBJ and you have Nick Chubb, and it's like
Hmm.
you have to start him, but you're like really upset about it at this point in
Yeah.
time.
Well, in redraft, I have OBJ as well with Nick Chubb.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm
and I'm
upset.
actually sitting OBJ in this one.
Nah, I can't.
I'm
I won't
sitting.
do it.
I'm playing Kenny Stills over.
Okay.
I think I'm playing Beasley, Sutton, Diggs, and not Corey Davis. Kenny Stills. Those are my receivers this week.
Good God. Nah, I'm a OBJ truther.
Oh, I would love to see him blow up in this one too.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That just means Baker's doing well. Um,
Ugh.
over under Baker Mayfield has 2 INTs by halftime.
By halftime. Give me 3.
So
Give me the
over.
over.
We're getting the over. The Pats are third best against the pass and second best against the run. That just spells trouble for the Browns offense. But good news for the Browns. Greedy Williams and Denzel Ward are both back for this game. Tough matchup to come back to. But the Browns allow 21.6 fantasy points to their running backs. So Sony Michel, James White, both starts. I'm not starting James White because I went for the bold play and went with Johnson. I'm still probably
You want
gonna
a tie?
regret. No, Olabisi Johnson. I put him in.
Oh.
I put
Oh,
him
you
in.
put him in your flex. Oh, I
So
understand.
so now Tyler Lockett's in my flex with Austin Eckler because I that
Yeah,
also
yeah,
cost me
gotcha.
last week. But Sanu, Mohamed Sanu's first game with the Patriots.
Yeah,
What kind of impact do you think he'll have?
I don't know.
See,
I
I don't think it's good.
so I've heard that Edelman will probably be moved outside with Dorsett, and then Sanu will be manning the slot because that's what he's done his whole career. And I think for Sanu, that actually is a good thing if that is how it happens.
Mm-hmm.
But it's one of those. This is one of those games. Like Sanders, I was okay with starting on a new team. Sanu is one of those. I'd rather see what happens before I trust him.
I think he has a couple catches.
He has potential to be really good.
Yeah, no, he's
Here.
in. I mean, the Patriots' offense is good. We know this. Especially the wide receivers, they're all pretty much good. So
Nothing fantastic, but they're all really good. Besides Edelman. Edelman's pretty good.
yeah,
Edelman's probably a tier up.
I saw a highlight from the Super Bowl where they beat the Falcons and that catch that he made.
Oh yeah, it was nuts.
Unreal. And after Julio made his unreal catch, that was like, oh, that's it. Game's over after that catch. And then Edelman
Yeah.
pulls that off, and we're like, wait a minute.
Wait.
Yeah. All right, Chiefs Packers. We talked about Adams. He's listed as doubtful. Brady, Frank Clark, Chris Jones, and Kendall Fuller, along with Patrick Mahomes, all out for this game.
Why don't they just not play?
See, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking the same thing, man.
I
Just
don't have any
not play.
fantasy stock in this game. Just screw it.
So Matt Moore, assistant
Matt
coach in
Moore
a
will
high
be
school
playing,
team. Matt Moore is behind center. Who does this hurt more? Does this hurt Kelsey or does it hurt Hill?
Hill.
Yeah, I
Because
agree.
Hill has benefited from he's fast and Patrick Mahomes can throw farther than the stadium allows him to. So
Oh, you scored a touchdown.
yeah, I saw that.
CD
I actually think Kels could have a decent game just because shorter routes, quick dump offs, and backup quarterbacks and tight ends. You know, they typically have kind of a decent sneaky day for tight ends that aren't good, and this is a tight end who is good.
Sammy Watkins is returning in this game.
He will be playing. No,
You're not starting him.
no. Again, with
I
Matt Moore,
agree.
it's tough.
It's a lot like this Sanu. You'll have to wait and see if Matt Moore's.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an NFL quarterback. He's been an NFL quarterback for 10
Yeah,
years.
he's not bad. He'll be able to sling it a little bit, but
Yeah.
you just don't know where he's like. all these other quarterbacks, you know who their favorite targets are, what they look like what they're looking for. Like, what does this? We don't know what this offense looks like without Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. The one thing I do know is Andy Reid is really good with backup quarterbacks.
Really? Okay.
Shout out Kevin Kolb. Kevin Cobb, whatever, however you pronounce it. There's an L in there, but I'm pretty sure it's
Kolb?
silent. I think it's Cobb, but there's an L in there. It's weird.
Okay.
Packers going against.
Oh, hold on. I did have a question. Which Kansas City running back would you play? Because I think they all have potential, especially with Matt Moore.
LaShawn McCoy if he's healthy.
All right. That's what I would have said.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can move on.
Yeah, well, I'm going to talk about the Packers. I know you don't want to think that they exist.
Well, I mean, you're still starting Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones. I think you still start Jamal Williams, MVS. You could start Allison.
If you have both Jones and Williams, are you playing both of them?
I've seen somebody do it already, and it worked for them. So I'll say yes.
Yeah, the Chiefs' defense though had 9 sacks in their last game.
Yeah, that was against the Broncos.
Yeah, the Packers have a much better O-line than the Broncos too. The Chiefs allow 18 points to the quarterback position, but for Rodgers that's like 25, right?
Maybe 300.
Maybe.
I'm sure. Jury's still out.
Aaron Rodgers is gonna have another big game. I don't anticipate 5-6 touchdowns, but
3 or 4.
3 or 4 definitely.
Unless they run it in on the goal line, which is also possible.
Yeah, but who knows who's gonna get the carries there?
Yep.
That's
so start them both.
Yeah, that's the Sunday night game. On to the last game of the day, and this is our big.
Can they cancel this one too?
They probably should. It's gonna be bad. This was our big vomit. This is our big vomit reveal on our script. Big green letters. Vomit all over this Monday night game. Dolphins at Steelers. Start your Steelers.
Well, start James Conner.
Yeah, that's about it.
I think probably Juju.
You probably start Juju just because he's playing Miami. I think you give him the benefit of the doubt.
Snell, if you're in a pinch, they showed they will use him if they need to.
Yeah, he had 17 carries last week?
Yeah, more than James Conner.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago they had their bye last week, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if they get up early, they'll use Snell like no one's minute. So he's a flex play. Same with Mark Walton as well.
What about Devontae Parker?
I like Devontae Parker.
I do too.
And I also like Preston Williams. I think they're both...
I don't like Preston Williams because he's not the one that's scoring.
That's true. I think they should both be rostered though, for sure.
Yeah, they should be rostered, but if you're gonna play one, I just go with what's been happening, and it's not Preston Williams scoring, it's Devontae Parker, because that's all you can really trust with the Dolphins, because they're bad.
Yeah, and since they're so bad, you think Juju goes over 100 yards and a touchdown in this one?
Nope.
No?
I think he does so. You think he does? I actually don't.
Doesn't.
I think they're gonna be. It's gonna be Mason Rudolph, and they're gonna get ahead, hopefully running the ball, and they're just gonna cruise their way to a nice, easy win without anybody else getting hurt. Because the Steelers keep getting hurt. Like Connor, the last 2 games he's played, he's gone off the field for a few series because he got hurt, and I think they're gonna try to limit some injuries once they get ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like if they get ahead early, you could see a lot of Snell. You could see a lot of Deontay Johnson.
Right. And they just let everybody stay healthy because they actually have a good team now, in my opinion. They could compete for a wild card spot.
If they get into the wild card spot with Mason Rudolph at quarterback, that would be insane.
That their defense looks pretty good.
It's a top 5 defense. So
and the hope is as the season goes on, Rudolph gets more and more comfortable. That's the hope.
Yeah, I don't hate the Pittsburgh truth.
I don't either. I think they're a good team.
I don't know if they're good.
Can we go pick who we think wins?
Yeah, that's what I was getting to next. Right before.
Yes.
So right before the end of the show, we like to do our picks for the week. We'll start like we were doing in order. Seahawks and Falcons.
Seahawks.
Yep, Seahawks for sure. Chargers, Bears.
Bears.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna take the Chargers in this one.
I hate you.
I knew you would. Giants and Lions.
I'll give it Lions because they're home.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Giants because they have Saquon Barkley and he's insane.
Okay.
Jets and Jaguars.
Jags.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Jags as well. Bengals, Rams.
Rams.
Yeah, I'm taking
Never
the
pick the
Rams.
Bengals.
Never pick the Bengals. It's like picking the Dolphins.
Just
Buccaneers
you
and
wait.
Titans.
Titans. I actually like the Titans this
So
year.
yeah, I like the Titans as well. I think they're one of the wild card teams this year, behind either the Colts or the Texans. I can't decide
Uh,
who's going to win that division.
all in the same division.
Yep, that's what I was saying. I don't know who's going to win that division, so I think Titans are a surefire wild card spot. Both the wild card spots could come out of that division
Yep.
potentially, because the Jaguars are just as good. Eagles, Bills.
I'll take the Bills at home.
Yep, same.
I think the Eagles get back on track though. They're not gonna look that bad.
I think it's gonna be a close game, but I think the Bills pull it off at home. Broncos and Colts.
Colts at home.
Yep, yep. Cardinals, Saints.
This was in Arizona. I would actually pick Arizona here, but I'll take the Saints.
Yeah, they're in
I think
New
this is going to be a
Orleans.
close. I think this will be a closer game than people think.
Yeah, I'll take the Saints to blow them out, man. Panthers, 49ers.
It's just one Panther.
No,
Okay,
it's
you're
not.
fixing it.
I noticed
the
that
Niners.
too.
Niners are a really good team.
Yeah, I like the Niners defense, I don't expect Kyle Allen to somehow keep this going. He's had that success since he was in that commercial a couple years ago, and he's just ridden that all the way to this success so far. Raiders and Texans.
Texans.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Texans at home. Browns, Patriots.
Please make a wish, be a close game so OBJ does well, but still the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't think the Patriots are gonna break their undefeated record in this one. I would love to see it, but I don't think it'll happen. Packers and Chiefs.
Packers. I can't pick the Chiefs without Mahomes.
Yeah,
Or half their defense apparently.
Yeah, their entire defense is out. And then Dolphins, Steelers.
Steelers. There aren't very many. One of the better matchups is the Chargers at Bears in terms of if it's going to be close or not.
Well, yeah, because they're two mid-level sides.
Mid-level teams.
Yeah, it's like which one's gonna outperform?
Which one's
overachieve?
gonna make the fewer mistakes?
That's pretty much it. And I'm gonna take my bet on Trubisky makes more mistakes than.
And I hate you. Just remember.
Than Rivers. I mean, come on, can you blame me for that one?
Yes. Watch me.
Watch me. Well, I'm also taking the Steelers in the Monday night game that I'm probably not even gonna watch. I'll watch the highlights if there are any. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for today's show. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at MadmenFF. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, FFMadmen. Like our page on Facebook, and get in on our giveaway. The giveaway ends on Wednesday, if I have my days correct. Yes, Wednesday, October 30th. That is the last day to enter.
Get in on free stuff.
Yeah, if you want free stuff, find it on our Twitter. You can find it on our Facebook. The winner will be announced on the show.
Hooray!
At the end of the show.
Just you and me Wednesday? I know Brennan's schedule gets weird.
Yes. It is. It will just be me and Sir Mashed Potatoes here.
I might have mashed potatoes that day. I got some extra money from work, and I bought steak and mashed potatoes.
Dude, I did the same thing the other day. I got steak and mashed potatoes. It was amazing.
I'm very excited.
Oh yeah. Wednesday will be a good show. We'll have we're gonna have our mid-season MVPs, so look out for that. And our week 8 rewind, obviously, to see how well we did with our starts and sits and our predictions. So
all right, and I'll be up tomorrow morning for quick questions on Twitter.
Yeah,
I'll probably be up around 11.
Yeah, if you guys have that's Central Time.
Yes.
So an hour before kickoff, Brady will be active on the Twitter. So if you have questions, you can ask them on Twitter. You can also ask them on Facebook. I have access. I have that one, so I'll be looking at that. I'll see it. But yeah, if you have a question about who you should start or a trade, Brady's the trade master guy. So if you have a trade question, ask Brady for sure. He's the guy to go
master.
And don't forget, you guys can support the show. It's not necessary. We're not going to stop making fantasy football content for you guys, but it's very much appreciated. Yeah, guys, that's going to do it for today's show. Again, I appreciate you guys hanging out, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday.